So starting the test drive in this Corvette Stingray here, I love the car. It's just it's such a great car for the money. I think when you consider it has supercar-like performance, a supercar-like feel. The sound is more of a muscle car sound, but if you want to go up to a Z06, you'll have something that sounds, drives, feels like a true supercar, feels like a Ferrari. But this just feels like a car that could smoke a Ferrari that's just happens to be a Corvette. And I think GM did such a good job when they redid this in 2020, releasing the C8, and making something that still feels like a muscle car to Corvette buyers, but you're able to get a lot of those exotic car enthusiasts that are really just about performance, and you can save them a lot of money in the process. And on top of that, I think it made a lot of people that wouldn't be borderline supercar owners, because say what you will that it's a Corvette, this Corvette is like nothing else that GM has made in terms of just the overall Corvette franchise. When you think about the C's before it, the C8 is the one car that really, I feel, gives supercars a run for their money without having to be in a ZR1 spec, if that makes sense. And even the Z06s with the supercharged V8s, when they first, when those were in the C7s, those were fast, but they didn't feel like supercars. They felt like souped up track cars. Again, this feels like a supercar from the angles to the dimensions to how it feels, how it sounds, how it drives. And that's why these have been such good sellers for General Motors over the past few years. Now we do have dynamic fuel management. Not sure how you can turn that off, but I am in the 4-cylinder mode. And what I will say is this has been in that mode for quite a minute. And I like it personally because it does help maximize fuel economy, but now, I will say in this 4-cylinder mode, you get a weird sound like you do in the Camaros. I remember when they put that in the SS's, you know, you have this nice rumble and then you almost get like a, I don't want to call it a lawnmower sound, but it's like a ticking sound you get whenever you're in this, this 4-cylinder deactivation mode. But not really an issue for me. It's just, you know, something you notice when you've driven a lot of Corvettes like I have. I'm going to put in the sport mode. It's pretty crowded, so we'll see what I can do. Here we go. Oh my gosh. It just, gosh, it'll blow the doors off pretty much anything out there, man. Just great power. The sound is fantastic. The overall driving feel is great. It's just so freaking fast. It's ridiculous. Now I want to give one more huge thanks to Auto Collection of Murfreesboro and Auto Pro Nashville for allowing me to review this car today. I'll leave a link below in the description. If you're looking to find the best price on one of these closer to home, click that second link down below. It takes just a minute to fill out your information, and I'll make sure the local dealers are fighting to get you the best price on this or whatever new vehicle you might be interested in. I'm going to put it into the tour mode for the rest of the drive and really kind of just get a feel for it, because most people are going to use this for everyday driving. And you know, the dynamic fuel management is interesting. GM, I shouldn't say don't have a lot of luck with it, but I've heard some horror stories about the cylinder deactivation. Now, like most manufacturers, as they get used to the technology, they try to make it better, so on and so forth. I'm hoping that that has passed down into this Corvette. But you know, you do have a few things that could go wrong when you have auto stop, when you have all the technology that's just in today's cars. That being said, that's why warranties are so nice. So I wouldn't necessarily trip on it, but that could be an issue down the road. I don't see it being one, you know, than it would be with anything else going wrong with a car, specifically a gas powered one. But and the road noise isn't terrible for this to be as low slung as it is. It's a Corvette, it's a Z51, it's a performance car. You got 20-inch forged wheels on the back, 19s on the front. But all that being said, I mean, it's not too low, and it's still relatively comfortable from the sound acoustics in the cabin to the overall ride quality. So, I mean, it's a Corvette still, and that's why GM, again, has done such a great job with this car, because you get the best of a performance car and of a touring car as well. Now, in terms of what you get for the money here, I think it's a pretty solid deal when you consider this sticker's for almost $95,000. It's less than $84,000 now. 1,200 miles on it. Just a great example of a C8 Corvette, I think. Especially since we don't know what's coming in the 27 model years, the 26s have stopped, and you know, we're kind of waiting to see what comes next. But the again, the C8s, just when you think about the different configurations of the ZR1s, of the Z06s, just the standard C8s in general, they're all borderline supercars. They all have supercar performance. They all sound great. They're fast. They're fun to drive, and relatively inexpensive compared to getting something from an exotic automaker, Ferrari, Lamborghini, McLaren, something like that. But you also have the warranty of GM. You have what I would consider to be the cheaper maintenance costs and repair costs that come with a GM vehicle. Even though these are Corvettes, you compare them to a McLaren, you compare them to how many different people can work on a Corvette as opposed to a Ferrari or a Lamborghini, something like that. You have to take all that into consideration. So I don't consider this to be a poor man's supercar, but I do consider it to be a smart man's supercar. And it's just simple. You know, you have the 8-speed dual clutch. I think I saw a repair bill for replacing one of these transmissions was like 10 or 11 grand. And you consider how much it is to replace a Ferrari transmission or a Lamborghini transmission. It's like a third of the cost, I think. And this was being done at the dealer. I'm sure there are different ways to get it done outside the dealership. Again, cheaper with the Corvette as opposed to one of the exotic automakers. But a fantastic car, whether you want a supercar, a muscle car, a Corvette, whatever. It's just a very fast car, very fun car to drive. And for the money, it's a good way to get into something that's really fast and really fun. So all that being said, this will bring me to the end of my review of this 2026 Corvette Stingray 2LT.